Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is July 13th, and we are going to take a look at Tesla, Rivian, XPEG, NIO, Palantir, Nvidia, PayPal from a technical analysis perspective. My goal in doing these videos is to help you understand how you can use technical analysis to make better trading and investing decisions. But I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and make your own decisions. Tesla is finally going back up a little bit. So we are up $5.91. That's 2.17%. Closed at 277.90. Post market, we are down by 80 cents. Let's look at what this looks like on our chart. So we are still above 265.32. So it turned out that 265.32 was a very important support. We came down to it and we bounced on it. Yesterday we had not the best candle, red candle. It was a little bit undecided, but what was most important is that we made a higher high and a higher low than the day before. And we are continuing into this pattern right here. We are indeed bouncing on our 265.32. Let's look at the 1 hour chart to understand this a little bit more. Yeah, on the 1 hour chart, when you are into a congestion zone on the daily chart, this can seem random a little bit. But if you go onto the 1 hour chart, then you are going to see 7 more candles or 8, and then see the patterns at play. So this is why I really like to look at the 1 hour chart, even though mainly it's the daily chart that I tend to use. So we had this big downward channel, this nice downward channel that brought us to 65.32 right here. And then we entered into a congestion zone. Stochastic at this point right here was at about 20, 30, 20. And then we made a congestion zone right here. So the upper value was 278.36. And then we had a big gap up right here. Big gap up right here. In this case, we did not have stochastic over 60. And then we caved back in. So this candle right here made us break the downward resistance. But then we came back in. We tried again. This was a false start. This was a false move right here. We've talked about it. It's a false move, and sometimes there are going to be some false moves. But what is important again is that when we enter into a valid move that turned out to be false, but we don't know it was false at the time because everything was good. Stochastic was over 60. We had broken the downward resistance. We had broken the next available horizontal resistance. So this was perfect. This was perfect to get in terms of signal, but it turned out not to be good, and it caved in. What I do personally myself in those cases is that I just get out. I just get out very quickly. I might lose a buck. I might lose a buck or two. And then I just wait for the next opportunity. And the next opportunity happened today. It happened today on the candle that started at 12:30 and finished at 1:30. So this one had all of the same criteria, and it has stochastic at 83, which is a lot higher stochastics. Any move you get into that has a bigger stochastic is going to be a less risky move because the chances are that it goes on are just higher. And in this case, the move was to enter here if you played on the 1 hour chart. The move was to enter right here and look at where it took us. This is a nice move so far. So my point in telling you this is that we sometimes are going to get good signals that are going to turn out badly. But if we manage our trade and not get squished and just get out, we can just wait until it really happens for good. And eventually it's going to happen for good. I think it's important to get out of this because Tesla could have done this. When a stock goes back into its channel, it could be going down to the other side of the channel, which is the support. So to me, myself, I don't like to do wishful thinking. Oh, it's going to come back up. It's going to come back up. No, I don't try to convince myself of something. Act on what I see. And if I see that it's a buy signal, I get in. And if it reverses and the buy signal is no longer there, then I get out. And yes, I might do that once, twice, Sometimes 3 times. That's fine if I manage my exits very correctly. But then when I get in and the move really works, then this is where the money is made. And I will never suffer something like a big pullback like this if you are thinking in terms of, oh, I feel like it should turn back up because the earnings are coming shortly. Technical analysis is really about facts. It's really objective. So on the 1 hour chart, all of the indicators are positive. Let's go back to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, we have stochastic at 85. The MACD bearish crossover is still there. It might reverse in a couple of days if we continue to move up a little bit. Let's look at this. Well, we have RSI that is no longer into this decreasing strength resistance. That's nice. And RSI is at 66 and the MI is still great. What we see here in terms of the post-market, down 81 cents. So maybe it has to do with this news that just came out. Tesla is warning about the likely reduced tax credit on its electric vehicles in 2024. This is still 6 months away. Under the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, eligible customers may receive tax credit of to $700 for a new Tesla vehicle. However, there will likely be reductions to the federal tax credit after December 31st. Tesla. Okay, so maybe this put a damper on the stock for that last hour. Let's take a look at some Tesla news. So here we have that Tesla is the most wanted car brand in the US, study shows. Tesla came out as the car make people are looking to buy the most in the USA, topping the tables as the most searched for car for sale in 20 out of 50 states. This is a study from Auto Trader. And they also did the same exercise all over the world. And of course, Tesla is first. Number of countries where this car brand is searched the most to buy. Tesla, 39 countries, and Jeep second. I'm really surprised. It's good for Jeeps. Let's take a look at the VIX. So VIX is up 0.05, so nothing to be afraid of. We have a support here at 1254. Nothing special here. We had a nice drop for the past 3-4 days. That's perfectly fine. So Rivian is showing signs of inching a little bit higher. So we made a higher high, we made a higher low. We have a long wick at the top though. This is not the best. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Stochastic is good at 89. This should be moving a little bit higher. Xpeng, that's quite a reversal. 7%, 1.11. We are falling back into the first part of the channel. NIO also a little bit of a move down, so we are just right smack on 1072. We cannot make this. We are down 40 cents, 3.58%, closed at 1076. Palantir is trying to break 1715. We broke it during the day, but this was a temporary thing, but we are still making higher highs and higher lows. So maybe this is going to come soon. We still have a good stochastic. Nvidia, it's really launching after satisfying all of our criteria yesterday. So now we have this big move right here. And if we look at the post-market, we should be up by 193 tomorrow. That's even better. This is great. PayPal, we have the first break right now. We have the buy signal right here. We have the buy signal right here. We almost got it yesterday, but we came back in. But today, this is a frank move. And look at the candle, pretty much right smack on 7107. That is very nice. QQQ breaking its short-term resistance at 272.62. So this is moving higher. Dow Jones caving in a little bit, cannot break 34,690. S&P 500 breaking new resistance. This is nice. So we are seeing the indices, a few of the indices breaking congestion zone. This was a congestion zone right here. Broke it on the high. And the same thing with QQQ. This is not an index. This is not really an index. The same thing here. It's inching higher. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, the same thing here. We had a congestion zone right here. Boom, we are going higher and higher. So I like to see this. I like to see this when all of the indices are moving in unison. Stocks have more chance to move up too. Okay, gold. Gold is getting close to its downward resistance right here. Still has not broken it. I would wait for gold. Would wait for 1541. I would wait for this one here just to be sure. Silver is going like crazy. We are 0.28, 3.41%. Look at this. This is launching pretty hard. Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin closed above 3938. It did that not too long ago. We should just be a little bit more careful this time. Would wait for 31,421 just to be sure because this looks like a double resistance. What is happening here? Okay. Ripple is up 66% at 78 cents. What is going on here? So we see that Coinbase decides to relist XRP after landmark ruling from Judge Torres. XRP now up 74%. Wow. So XRP was delisted in January 2021, a month after the SEC initiated a lawsuit against Ripple Labs. But then this judge mentioned that XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself contract transaction or scheme that embodies the Huawei requirement of an investment contract. Ripple's programmatic sales of XRP did not constitute the offer and sale of an investment contract. Now I am sorry I sold my Ripple, but I cannot read people's mind and nobody could know that this would be happening. And also, technical analysis could not tell us this. We had not broken any resistance. Stochastic was not over 60. We could not know this. Technical analysis is good at deciphering the pattern behavior of people. But here, we did not have a pattern. Yesterday, it was delisted, and nobody knew that it was going to be listed because nobody knew what would be the judge decision. And then, boom, we have a specific event that changes everything. Technical analysis cannot help us with this, and nothing can. And US dollar, what is happening with this? It's dropping like crazy. So we are below 100. And last but not least, the NIO battery material is now back up into the bullish channel. We don't have stochastic over 60 yet. This is starting to look like a symmetrical triangle. So we are probably going to zigzag a little bit here. And then at some point, if we break this, we should wait for 40 cents 05 to really have a nice move to maybe 50 cents or something. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.